Okay, and then once they pick one, then you write it up, electronic application like we talked about on Tuesday, and boom, it's done. Okay, it's done. That part's done. Then we can move on to the post-sale. Okay, so the post-sale process begins with getting referrals on our emergency response system. This is one of the most important parts of our sales process, emergency response system. So this is how we get referrals. So we pull out the two aides to do the ERS. Okay. Okay. So here's the form that we fill out for the emergency response system. Then this is the unclaimed billions. Okay, so we pull this out, and this is all part of your loaded ATM. Again, when you order this on our website, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have all these materials all loaded up. So you're not going to have to even put it together. Although we show you how you can put it together, you're not going to have to if you order the full loaded version of these. So we say, okay, Joe and Mary, this was an article. Do you know that there's over $7.4 billion of unpaid life insurance claims? And do you know why that is? You always ask a question, and I kind of pointed out right here. Well, the reason why, they go, wow, I have no idea. Well, the reason why is that the insurance companies have no idea that the insured died. And do you know why they don't know? Oh, I don't know. They should know. Well, because the people, their loved ones, didn't know that they had a policy. So they don't know to call the insurance company to file the death claim, right? And because the policy is probably lost, and it's 20, 30 years from when they bought it, maybe the spouse passed away, and no one knows that there's a policy, okay? So do you see how important it is to make sure that your policy is paid out? Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you how we do that. Remember back when you're putting your kids through grade school, the school wanted you to fill out an emergency contact card, right? Where it had maybe your name and phone number, your wife's name and phone number, and a third person, a third party, someone close to you, that if they couldn't get hold of you two, they could, you had to put an emergency contact card together, right? Well, this is the same thing we're going to do for you. We're going to put together an emergency contact list of 20 of your 20 local family and friends that would notify me should something happen to you. Okay. Now, why do we choose 20? Why the number? What's magic about the number 20? Because statistically, what we found that in 20 years or 30 years from now, at least 1 in 10 will get a hold of us. Okay. Remember, we're not talking maybe next year, next month, next year. We're talking 20, 30 years from now, after maybe you've moved and maybe you've lost the policy, that there's someone that's going to call us so that we can get the beneficiaries paid, right? Does that make sense, Joe and Mary? Absolutely. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your phone out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, and you just fire names at me and phone numbers. Okay, so who's the first person you would want on your emergency contact list? They give you the name, and how do you know them? Okay, what's their phone number? Okay, next. And you don't look up. You just keep your head down. Next, 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 next. And I don't care if they're fumbling around. Next, next, next. And I might prompt them. So do you have like a barber or hairdresser you go to? Who's your pastor? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom. Do you go to bowling league with somebody? Are you in a Bible study? Okay. Once you get the names and numbers down, then you say, okay, now it's real important, Joe and Mary, that I get a hold of these people. Now, the best way we figured out for them to take our call, an unknown number, is for you to text a selfie picture with us to each one of these people. So let's take a selfie, you and I. Boom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to text this to you. Is that cool? Great. So you text it to them. Okay. You text it to them, and then here's the text, or text the picture to them. Then can I forward you a text that you can send to all your people? Okay. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I think I've got this thing to work now. That did not work the other night. Yay. Well, I got to get my phone on here. All right, we're rocking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to text, I'm just going to put, okay. I do a text replace. So this is ERS1. So if you have an iPhone, oh no, I reset my phone. Now all my text replaces are gone. Oh man. Okay, let me look up. So I text them this standard. Okay, so you see it right there. It says, "Hi, Steve, my life insurance agent, Alex." Okay, so I leave Steve out of there. So it's hi, comma, my life insurance agent, Alex, is going to call you on my behalf. And before you ask, yes, everything's okay. He'll be calling from 937-554-2693. Please take his call. He's going to drop something off for me. And so I got a picture of my buddy Leonard, and I just did this recently. Okay. Not that recent because my hair grew out. And so I text that text to the client. Then I help the client text all their people. So, I wait till they get it all done. So they get a hold of them. Now, the other way that you can do it is you can text both the client and the ERS contact. This same thing, that's what I did with this, is I texted Leonard and his ERS person. So when you could do a group text, basically, the person's going to receive it and they're going to recognize Leonard's address because it's in their phone, right? And then they're going to see Leonard and me, and then they're going to see the text coming from Leonard. So as far as they're concerned, it's not really coming from me, it's coming from Leonard, right? Hi, Steve, my life insurance agent, blah, blah, blah. When in fact, I did the texting. Okay, so I think this is maybe a more effective way so that you're not waiting on the client to do it for you, okay? But this is how you ensure you get a 95% booking rate on the referrals. And I tell you what, man, it works. We got people that don't run leads anymore at all because of the CRS emergency response system program of getting referrals. Mega important. Okay, mega important. That's why I spend a lot of time on it, because it's so important that you get that. Okay, so the next thing is prescription discount card. This is where you give them this discount card where they can get, it's kind of like that pharmacy card. What's that card? GoodRx. This is very similar to GoodRx, except it has our logo on it. And then we say you can go on their website and find your pharmacy and see what kind of discounts you can get on your prescriptions. In some cases, it could be really, really great discounts. Okay, now I'm allowed to sponsor 4 people on your behalf that can get this card. So who are 4 people that you know that use a lot of medications? Okay, and then this is another way of getting referrals. Okay, safe money. So this is where you explore opportunities for annuities. So Joe and Mary, do you consider yourself a saver or an investor? Are you concerned about outliving your money? How much of your current savings can you afford to lose? This is where you can explore opportunities, and you pulled off those opportunities because you asked them about any CDs or 401ks in that green sheet, where you can find opportunities to do the annuities. And then this shows a fixed index annuity that's indexed against the S&P 500. It shows the green line. One of the other ways you can do it is, so Joe and Mary, do you have safe money? That 401k, is it still there at that company? So let me ask you, of the three ways that your money can go, up, neutral, or down, which of these three that you do not want to have happen? They're going to pick this one. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, we have our investment advisor, Chris Norris, at our central office. He can give you a call and maybe give you some advice on how better to protect your money. I can set that up with you where he can call you, and then we can explore opportunities. And he goes, yeah, we'd definitely like to see that. And so you fill out the rest of the green sheet, and then you book Chris. There's a link where you can go get on his calendar to book the client for him to call them, and then you should be there too. And he'll close the annuity for you. We've been finding, one of my managers found a $900,000 annuity with one of his clients, and he'll make, what, $30,000, $40,000 on that deal. So imagine, I promise you, people you sit down with are going to have that kind of money. Even the little annuities, like $100,000, you'll still make, what, $4 or $5 grand. We got one of our gals, they found a friend that was retiring. She discovered that she had almost $400,000 of money that they can put into an annuity. Her commission on that's going to be like $12,000, $13,000. And she doesn't know a lot about annuities, but she hooked Chris Norris up with the client. So I promise you, this will make you a lot of money, okay? Now, final questions. This is where we catch buyer's remorse. So, Joe and Mary, do you feel good about taking care of your family today for $129 a month, okay? Is there anything you can think of that would prevent you from making that payment, making that commitment to protect your family? Christmas is coming up. Probably all your bills are going to hit you in January. Are you going to see that $129 coming out of your checking or savings account? And are you going to call me that you want to cancel? Then I shut up. And I want to gauge how they respond to me. If they take a long time to respond, then I'm going to say, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we unlock that electronic application? Let's open it up. And let's bring that price down to that option 1, where instead of $129, it's like $65 a month. Would that be better for you? And if they if they have a sigh of relief, then you did the right thing. I want them to sell me on why they're going to keep that policy. Okay, I'm not going to go run out of there thinking I made a sale, because a sale's not a sale unless they keep the policy for 12 months or 9 months at least. But for the long haul, because you're going to get renewals on some of these type of policies. So I'm going to make sure I do my best to make sure that that client understands that they can afford it, okay? All right, so this is our recruiting slide. Do you know anyone that might be able to can do for families like what I did for you? Because my manager is looking to interview some people. We want to bring some more people on. We need some help in this area. And you know anyone that can use another $500 a month? Another $500 a week, actually. And some of the clients are going to say, how about me? And some of our top producers came from being a client, okay? So, or they might say, well, my son still hasn't found a job from college, okay? So you got opportunities there. Does that make sense? The next slide is the health matching account. So, you know, you guys can read through this. This is one of the best deals out there where they're going to do 1-for-1 matching for all health expenditures. I've got a ton of training on this. I have one. I bought, as soon as I saw the benefit of this, I bought one for myself and my family, because getting into a card like this will allow me to increase the deductible on my health plan so I can decrease my monthly payment into that plan. And then all my out-of-pocket health expenditures are cut in half. Literally, you will save 50% on all your out-of-pocket. It could be dental. It could be orthodontic for the kids. It's RX prescription costs, elective surgery, doctors that your health insurance won't cover, like chiropractors, okay? Integrative medicine doctors, whatever. It will cut it in half, I promise. This is, man, that's a good deal, okay? So once we got done with those slides, then the rest of the post-sale process, okay, so this is after you're done with those slides. The first one is you're going to do the callback. Callback in 2 days, okay? And this is where you tell the client, hey, listen, I'm going to call you back in a couple days because I know you're going to have questions, right? And so I'm going to call you back in 2 days so I can answer your questions. And then you call them back in 2 days so you can answer their questions. But why are you really calling them back? You're calling them back in 2 days to look for buyer's remorse. You know, they might ask you questions, but what you're really looking for is when they say, you know, Alex, Mary and I have been talking about this, and we just, you know, when you left, I mean, it looked good and everything, but we're just a little nervous about making that payment every month. And okay, and then immediately you go into, hey, say no more. Listen, I tell you what, why don't I come by? My appointment tonight's going to be done right around 8:30. So let me swing by. Let's sit down for about 5-10 minutes and let's talk about it. Okay? So you're going to be able to save that policy 2 days later. But if you wait 2 weeks, right, if you don't do this, call them back in 2 weeks because you saw that the company mailed them their policy. And you say, hey, Joe and Mary, I see that they mailed your policy. When can I come by and open it up with you? Well, Alex, Mary and I decided we don't want to do this now. We just can't afford it. We don't want to do it. Can you cancel it? Click. You don't have a chance because you waited 2 weeks. 2 weeks to bake that decision in where they don't want to even, they're not open. But 2 days later, they will be. This will save you a ton of policies that could go off the books. I promise you, man. Don't mess yourself up by not doing it. The second one is show them your policy. This is one of the most important, your policy. One of the most important things that you can do. So how you set this up and you go, hey, Joe and Mary, would you like to see what your policy is going to look like? And they're going to like have a strange look on their face. I guess, like, what do you mean? Well, let me show you my policy. Joe and Mary, I believe in insurance so much that I wrote a policy after I got my license in December 1999. So I wrote a policy for my family on Christmas Eve, December 24th, and I got the policy issued on December 28th. So let me show you my policy, okay? And then I step them through my policy. I open it up, okay? So with F&G Life. I say now this first section is the policy information form. So you can see my date of issue, December 28th, 1999. It's got the policy number, age at issue, 39. It's crazy. 150,000. These are the policy features. Okay, your page is going to look just like this because all insurance contracts are required to have the same boilerplate stuff in it. Okay, so what you're telling them is true, but here's what you're showing them. What you've done here is given them a conceptual process of protecting their family, but you haven't given them something that they can touch and hold and feel. You haven't given them something they can visualize as something that is a hard copy of that represents the policy. And by showing them yours, not only do you show them the policy and that it is a real thing, but you show them that you believe in your business. You believe in insurance. You have a policy for your family because you love your family too. It amps up your credibility. The clients will ultimately think, man, this guy believes in what he is doing. We are putting our hands in someone who believes. And you will lock this thing down, man. And then I show them the policy page, and I show them, now you're going to have a page that shows you what you're going to pay in your premiums over the next decades, you can see mine goes up to 2054. Okay, so you're going to see yours right there. Okay, and then here's all the provisions in the policy, premium payments, the conversion capability of the policy, methods of settlement, you know. All right, and then here's a section on all the riders. So the accelerated benefit rider, all the riders that are going to be right in the middle. Then at the last part of your policy will be a copy of your application. So you see my application? That's my handwriting right there. Okay? You can see that I wrote it on 12/24/1999. So isn't this cool? Yours is going to look just like this. Of course, I'll have your name on it. Then I'm going to give it to him and say, man, why don't you feel this? Here, feel it. And all those kinesthetic feeler types, they're going to just drool over this because it's something they can feel. All those the visual people are going to see it and they're going to like believe. And then the auditory people, you can like wacka wacka so they can hear it. This will lock your sale down, man. I promise. Okay. Number 3. Okay, remember, this is all in an outline I'm sending you, so you don't got to memorize this. Send a card, not a thank you card. Okay, because your doctor never thanks you for showing up, does he? You're the doctor here. Send them a, hey, I really enjoyed meeting you, Mary, Sammy, Martha, and Bridget. Really enjoyed it. Here's a couple of cards. Really enjoyed it. I look forward to serving you. Boom. Don't thank them, right? Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to meet you. It's really a joy. Whatever. Send them a card. Most agents don't. Number 4, personally deliver the policy. Personally deliver the policy. So you're going to be notified when the policy got issued, and then you're going to find out that it got mailed to the client. So you call the client up, hey, Joe and Mary, did you get your policy yet? Oh, yeah, Alex, is it that envelope we got, that big envelope yesterday? Yeah, does it say CFG on it? Yeah, Columbian Financial Group. Awesome. Hey, listen, I got some time after my last appointment. I can swing by. Only take about 5-10 minutes. Let's open it up, man. Sounds good. Come on over. Boom. You open it up and you do exactly what you did for your policy, you're going to do with their policy. Do you see how you wrap it up in a nice little bow? You can just tie it all together, right? They're going to kind of make that connection on what you did for them with yours. Now you're doing the same thing with theirs. It rocks, man. It totally rocks. And that is our post-sale process. Okay?